Monday, November 4. Sweden will be the first to report on important economic events in the coming week. At 9:30, the report on the Services Purchasing Managers Index is expected. PMI is considered a leading indicator of production and inflation, so it is popular among analysts. The growth of the index favorably characterizes the change in market conditions and may positively affect the krona. And at 17 o'clock, the USA will publish data on factory orders. This indicator shows the change in the total volume of orders for durable and short-term goods received by the country's enterprises in the reporting month. Compared to the previous month, a rise in the number of orders may lead to a rise in the value of the US dollar. Tuesday, November 5. Australia will be the focus of traders' attention this day. At 5:30, the Reserve Bank's interest rate decision will be announced. Usually, it is lowered when it is necessary to increase inflation to the target level. If inflation turns out to be higher than the target, the regulators increase the central bank's interest rate. This decision causes the currency to rise. At 23:45, New Zealand will report on the employment change. The indicator reflects the change in the number of officially employed citizens in the country's economy in the reporting quarter relative to the previous quarter. Employment growth indicates the strengthening of the labor market and may positively affect the New Zealand dollar. Wednesday, November 6. On Wednesday, at 17:30, the EIA Crude Oil Stock Exchange report will be released in the United States. The report reflects the number of barrels of commercial crude oil contained in the storage of American companies. The increase in the number of inventories has a negative impact on global oil prices, but the changes are short-term. And at 23 o'clock, the Central Bank of Brazil will announce a Selic interest rate decision. The meetings discuss the outlook for the economy, including the following aspects: past and expected inflation, economic growth, the exchange rate, the overseas interest rate, and credit activity. From a consumer perspective, the Selic rate is of great importance with regard to loans, financing, and financial investments. Thursday, November 7th. On this day, analysts will be watching for news from the UK and the US. At 14 o'clock, the Bank of England's interest rate decision will be announced. The event is among the most important, affecting the pound sterling. The decision to raise the rate leads to the growth of the British currency. At 21 o'clock, the Fed will release its interest rate decision in the United States. The change in interest rates is a response to the changing global economic situation in the country. The committee focuses on a country's inflation rate, employment, and GDP when deciding on rates. A rise in rates can have a positive effect on the dollar, while a decrease can have a negative effect on the dollar. Friday, November 8th. On November 8th at 9:45, France will inform about the trade balance. This indicator shows the difference between exports and imports of all goods and services in the country for the reporting month. A positive value indicates a trade surplus, while a negative value indicates a deficit. A higher than expected value of the indicator may have a positive impact on the euro exchange rate. And at 15:30, Canada will report on the employment change. The report reflects the change in the number of full-time and part-time workers during the reporting month. The interpretation of the indicator depends on the context. The growth of full-time employment is usually interpreted as a favorable factor in the development of the economy.